Okay, good luck with the slow descent into madness.
If you can keep up and you don't mind dying, come along.
Dance off, bro. Me and you.
You know what? There's something just extremely uncomfortable about a man your size sniffing a flower.
We're gonna need a new plan.
I'll give you anything you ask for. As long as it's not something I don't want to get.
Get off my bridge.
It's the Al Traffis Show. Excited to have Senator Lang on with me, a military guy, and I think you will find this as interesting as I. Senator, thanks for being here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, good to be on. Thanks.
The quick thing, and I'll start with this. Evidently, because of the shootings with the Hortmans and the Hoffmans, a guy from KTTC did some looking and some scrounging, and anyway, he found that the advisory committee for the Capitol complex area, the safety of the complex area, hasn't quite been meeting like they're supposed to. They're supposed to meet quarterly, and twice in 19, 3 times in 2021, twice in 22, just once in 2023. They're not kind of keeping up. No one would care, honestly, except stuff happens. And this weekend, if you didn't follow along, naked guy shows up at the Capitol babbling on about being the governor. So the police catch up to him, and they say he wasn't a harm to anybody. He was just a knucklehead. Took him to the regions to say, hey, we got to evaluate this guy, naked and calling yourself the governor. Well, that wasn't enough. So he said, now he's fine. So he leaves, and he goes right back to the Capitol, and they get him again. And they bring him back. He said, no, Regis, look at this guy. And they're like, no, really, he's fine. So the third time, they decide they'll take him downtown to the paddy wagon and let him wear off whatever he's on and find out he's got a warrant in Wisconsin and a parole violation. Just a couple of things quick, Senator. How easy is it for a naked guy to get in the Capitol after hours? Is that not locked up?
Yeah, we can't get in, so I don't know how naked guy gets in.
Okay.
That's what the report I'm waiting for to hear exactly how one does this. My ID doesn't work. I can't get to my desk if I need to go there late at night. So
really, wait a minute. So you don't. Hold on. If you need to get in, you need to get in the Senate building. I'm under the impression there's in the Senate chambers. If you need to do that to do the work of the senator, do you have to call and make an appointment, or you can't? You don't have a keypad thingy to get in?
Oh yeah. I think it's after 11 o'clock we can't get in the building. So.
No, I did not. Okay, I didn't know. I thought you guys
had. After 11 o'clock we can get in.
So explain to me how. Someone. Yeah. Okay, so explain to me how there must be an open door. I mean, the guy was naked and he didn't have a key. He was a naked guy.
No,
so,
it's locked up. So
let's just say someone forgot to lock the door.
Gets into the building.
Someone forgets to lock a door. Things happen, okay? Get it. But that's the same night some naked guy's wandering around calling himself governor? That seems a little coincidental. Now, the next thing is, if it's that easy, because naked guy figured it out, I am more concerned about your safety. And, with the crap that went on with the Hortmans and the Hoffmans, and now a guy can walk into the Capitol after hours?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, one, I do appreciate the fact that you think an advisory committee would actually matter in the Capitol security. I do appreciate that. I have, a lot of faith in our, legislative system. However, I don't know if the people that serve on the advisory committee know much about safety.
Well, where do you think this goes, sir?
You're more of a.
Go ahead.
Oh, I want to know exactly how we got it. That's the one request I would say is that as a legislator and obviously, facing something that I never thought we'd have to face.
Yeah.
I want to know exactly how that guy got into the Capitol. I want to know exactly where, the
flaws are.
The breaking and entering happened, how it happened. And then is there something that, because the governor's answer of well, we just got to ban guns at the Capitol, which was, kind of the opposite of what you probably should say shortly after Melissa was, killed.
Yeah.
And okay, that makes no sense, but we have no security at the Capitol. There's none. There's no metal detectors at the door. There's no nothing. So
see, I found that weird.
That statement.
I found that weird.
That political line. Just say, hey.
I find that weird that there isn't. You guys just did a $500 million renovation to the place, made it look all shiny and new. I honestly thought that there were some hidden metal detectors in there when you went in, but there are not.
No.
The issue with the Hortmans and the Hoffmans was an at-home deal, and I don't want to give away all the secrets, but I'm under the impression that the Senate at least has made some changes, right? You're all allowed to get some technology of whatever you feel you can do at your home, because this issue is a home issue, not a Capitol issue, but we are looking at changing things at the Capitol. Have they done improvements for you all, even if nothing more than a calling tree? If something happens, call your buddy and let him know what's going on?
In 2017, 2018, something like that, Mary Kiffmeyer changed campaign finance law so we could use our campaign dollars to buy security cameras, which I did.
Okay.
Which is great, but really you just get to see your stuff getting stolen. So that's
not really the change. Well, and it's kind of, I guess it would be things like, because again, it was Senator Howe came in the program right after, and the cops in each county were like, "Hey, watch out! Go talk to your senators." And a cop showed up to John's house, and he has security cameras. And he goes, "Oh, look, a cop's in my front door," and he wouldn't open the front door. What I'm saying? He said,
"Yeah,
I did everything wrong. We have to have this thing where if the police are coming, baby, we're going to call you first or something." Because he was shocked at himself. He goes, "I saw it. It was a cop on the camera, and I went out." Much like I presume Hoffman's did and the Hortmans. That's not safety. You can have a camera all you want if you
wouldn't do is, in the middle of the night when there's somebody at your front door and you see a squad car, the one thing you would not bring with you to that door is a weapon.
Exactly.
That's the thing.
Yeah. So we have to figure that out.
All of this is just, out of a movie script that we're still having a tough time digesting.
But will this affect the Capitol then? Will this go to the no guns on the Capitol? Because I know there are people that carry to the Capitol.
I hope to God not. That makes the opposite sense of what should be.
Yeah.
There's dozens of folks that carry at the Capitol because it's the smart thing to do.
Yeah. So you take care of your own safety. On this whole thing, you mentioned you mentioned the burgle tools. So this gets us the nice segue in radio that we love so much.
I don't know if I did on live. I said something before.
You did. You did. You said you didn't have no burgle tools. This is hilarious. So a guy gets in the state capitol completely naked, so he had no burgle tools, so he will not get a felony charge of carrying burgle tools, much like we know happened with Senator Mitchell. The story today, and I think I've got it right, Mitchell had voted since her now felonious burgling attempt, voted 198 times. Your thoughts on the idea that this woman who did this now can come out with her lawyers and say, "Give me a few weeks. I'm going to let you know. I'm going to retire. I'll let you know in a couple of weeks." How do you sit on that, Senator Lang?
Oh, I don't. I mean, like I said, the day after these charges are filed, and as an honest person, as I think she called herself on the stand, as an honest person and a truthful, cogent thought analyst person, I think the next day after I get charges filed against me, I'm working at a Lowe's in Montana, right?
Yeah.
I'm so far gone here. Save face a little bit, but what kind of pedestal do you need to have yourself on, or what kind of, absolute... I just can't go through that process, do the mental gymnastics, to put myself in a place where I say, not only am I going to try to justify what I did, but then at the end of it, when everybody says, "No, you actually did this thing we knew you did for the last year and a half and use your position to get out of being prosecuted for," now you're just going to say, "Well, I'll give you my 2 weeks."
And again, the 2 week notice, she wants to get to August 4th. I don't know when you guys get paid on the first one. Let's just grab another check before we get out the door. What bothered me about it a lot, sir, is, and again, I don't know her. I met her before, had her on the show once, I believe, is that I was hoping upon hope she had that answer. She says, "Don't you worry, when you hear my side, I can't tell you now, you'll understand." And there was nothing on her side. The welfare check, right? You kidding me? Yeah. I wanted it so bad, and it was wrong. She was in the service. She was a high-ranking military official. How do you crash so far? Now that's gone. I presume the military is going to. You get 2 felony counts, she's out. She doesn't have her Senate run anymore in the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, she's a Wisconsin guard, so I don't know who she serves as necessarily. I know a few guys from Wisconsin, but the military did allow her to retire last fall, which I thought was odd. Maybe they were just washing their hands of her and saying, we're not going to deal with this.
Yeah, just take your benefits and just take your retirement and go. Is that what it was?
Right. Well, and of course she had to bash a general from Wisconsin when she was on the stand because he was being mean to her for telling her to get out of the out of the Air Force because we don't want this tarnish.
Yeah.
And that was the general's fault. Nothing to do with the fact that she committed a felony and.
Yeah.
Let's like again, I said, that mental gymnastics you have to get to put yourself in that place.
And with family, to put your family through all of that was somehow thinking you could get by with the excuse, it's just amazing to me. But we go on.
And I would say nothing makes you as crazy as family, but also, you don't.
That's very true.
Commit felonies to prove a point to them.
On that same line, just quick before to go to break, the election for that seat. Now, if she does actually resign in 2 weeks, which she's not beholden to, I don't know if there's an official letter been written yet. If she resigns in 2 weeks and then the governor comes out and makes a special election, then we have the primary, then we have the election in, let's say, 8-10 weeks from now. Is Woodbury a seat that the Republicans think they can get? And if so, I presume it's all hands on deck, special election. You need 8,000, 9,000 people to show, and that could swing the power in Minnesota. How much work are the Republicans asking you and all the other senators to do? Call a friend, get a buddy to go.
Yeah, well, we think we have a good shot at it. It's a 17-point district, so it's nothing to overcome. But we think with the circumstances surrounding, her in particular, kind of the bad taste in people's mouth and a good candidate, you never can tell. So we did get an email on the 25th, which would have been Friday.
Oh, okay.
That Mitchell did submit her resignation to the governor's office early that day. So
okay.
I don't know if it was effective the 25th or if it's still August 4th, but either way.
We'll find out. We'll get it figured out.
Yeah.
Senator, hang with me. We'll go to break. We'll be back right after some more. Senator Lang on the Al Travis Show.
Think about it. A famous politician once said, "You're entitled to your opinion, but you are not entitled to your own facts." But in a world full of AI and fake news, where can Minnesotans find the facts? Center of the American Experiment is Minnesota's go-to source for fact-based analysis and common sense solutions for taxes, energy, public safety, and our kids' education. Visit AmericanExperiment.org for more information. Think About It is brought to you by Center of the American Experiment, Minnesota's think tank.
Achieving your financial goals requires individual planning and a comprehensive approach. At Midwest Money Management, our mission is to provide you with the knowledge, tools, and confidence to feel comfortable financially today and secure about tomorrow. Learn more at MidwestMoneyManagement.com. That's MidwestMoneyManagement.com.
Securities offered through JW Cole Financial Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Advisory services offered through JW Cole Advisors Inc. Midwest Money Management and JW Cole Financial Inc. and JW Cole Advisors Inc. are unaffiliated entities.
It's nice to know a guy that knows a guy. Al Travis.
Oh, I know what you're thinking. Wait a minute, Al. You didn't ask the senator one of your rapid-fire questions. I don't know if you know this, Senator Lang. We have been, to humanize you all since the Hoffman and Hortman shootings, to humanize you all, make you all seem a little more human, I'm asking rapid-fire questions every week. And you will be my first one to get this one. What was your favorite year in school?
Oh, my favorite year in school? My senior year, because I was a good student in high school, but I failed an art class that I had an A in because I didn't show up enough. If that makes sense. I didn't need the credit. So,
are you artsy? Do you consider yourself artsy?
No. Well, I mean,
you're getting an A
in sort of way. I mean,
why don't?
Yeah.
I mean, can you draw if you drew a hands, would it look like hands and not just like a 3-club thing?
Yeah.
Like you can draw hands.
Yeah. I'm someplace between stick figure and like, I don't know, like I got kids that got a little bit of art talent and I'm someplace in between there. I'm above stick figure, but slightly.
Okay. When you see colors, can you name a lot of them, or is it blue, red, green, orange? I mean, I got the basics.
It's a 12-point color wheel, probably. Yeah.
Okay. All right. That's what I'm saying. And again, I give all the respect in the world to those that can do that. It is just nothing in my wheelhouse at all. So, okay, 12th grade. We'll go with that. Thank you for playing our game. Before we go anywhere, we had Kendall Qualls on earlier today.
Mm-hmm.
I want to ask you, do you think Minnesota has enough depth? Are we waiting for others to get in these races? And I'm not nothing against Kendall. I know that Dr. Jensen's in. Where were all those that were going to run when we thought the session was over?
Well, I would say something along the lines of the field and the fruit is ripe. I believe we have a very wounded governor right now that has, on a national stage, been very exposed. So I thought that if he chooses to run again, I think there might be some people that come out of the woodwork. It's awful early, even in the gubernatorial race already. Kendall has nothing against Kendall, like he said. I think he's a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing against Jensen. I think he's a great guy. I love both those guys. It's just like we need somebody that really has that spark, and I don't know. Maybe they.
Well, we've got Senate seats. You have the House seats. How do I put it? Again, I think you're right. Minnesota seems ripe for the pickings if the Republican Party wants it, and yet I just don't see the lineup of people. You're saying if he gets in, people will jump in, but if he doesn't, who's on their side that's going to be in? I mean, we've yet to decide all this stuff. There's lots to be decided here.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's, like I said, we're so far out from the election. We're 18 months from a gubernatorial election, and you will see some people probably before the
fair.
You're always trying to judge because people can announce it in time. But I would say you'd probably see a couple of Democrats throw their name around prior to session where it'll be leaked. You'll hear some names. They'll say they're considering it, and then when the governor does get in or does not get in, I think that's going to be where a lot of decision making is happening. Republican-wise, too. I mean, there's been a few names thrown around that haven't seen media yet that I think would, possibly.
What I find interesting about that is we were waiting for session to get done, and I understand it went long, and then you had the shooting, so I mean that gets pushed back. Mm-hmm. And we were all, that's when those with some resumes. Again, nothing wrong with Qualls. He's not been in the government. Nothing wrong with Doc Jensen not been in government. You would be waiting for your senators and your House folks in Minnesota to say, I'm in. We've only had two prominent ones get out. Coleman and Duckworth have both said, no, thank you. We've yet to hear anybody throw their name in the ring, and I just wonder why that is. That's all. Timing?
Yeah, timing. I mean, I think that's part of it. And you're waiting for the other team to throw their hat in the ring, and I think,
all right.
Let's see what your starting lineup looks like, and
all right,
because it is a game of inches, just like everything else. I mean, the governor, two-term governor, his last election he won with with a 2% margin, so it's not like it's a huge margin.
A runaway. I got to fly. Senator Lang, thanks for taking the time to be with us today. I really do appreciate you, my friend. Thank you, Senator Lang, on the Al Travis Show.
Thanks, Al.